to get wrecked. Mad Lions run down the defending LEC champions.
Since 2017, I'm working really hard to improve myself as a player so I can compete at a higher level. I'm playing the LEC Championship. Yeah, I was not expecting, I'm not gonna lie, I was just, okay, this is my first year in LEC, yeah, finally I'm here, I'm in LEC, but my first split, I'm at finals.
Inspired, trying to kill the retreating member. It's a double kill from the Cougar form Inspired. Jankos runs for his life. Teleport coming in, Larssen going all the way forward. Dashes, kills Jankos where he stands. Multiple members are looking for the wave. That catches onto Renekton. He's got no flash, he's got no heal. Oh no, slices and dices his way through. That is it. That is it done. History has been made.
I should have gotten to the finals a lot earlier than I did, but my whole journey, like my whole 7 years, weren't really for nothing, you know? I felt like every single year I got better, learning from like every failure I had with every single roster. Now is the time, you know, now or never.
And here we are, Game 5. Again, there is no Fnatic, there is no G2, it is Rogue, it is Mad Lions, one final game in the LEC spring season to decide everything.
And they are two teams so equally matched as well. Every single game, not just the fact that we made it to a fifth and final game here, but every game has kept us on the edge of our seats back and forth the whole way through. You never know who's going to come out on top.
I'm sorry, 8-bit silver scrapes is really hilarious. There's so much tension and it's so serious, don't get me wrong, and it means so much to all these players, but I have never heard 8-bit silver scrapes before. I'm just having a little trouble keeping it together.
It's a good tune, but I think going back to Dennis' point for sure, not only are these teams so evenly matched, individually, these players, every single player on both of these rosters are contesting for top 1, top 2 in their roles. They are so close to each other. Inspired and Elyoya battling it out. Who's the best jungler in the league? I still don't know. They're both as good as each other as far as I can see.
And the big thing here is there's going to be so many conversations after this final is done about how good these players are, where they stack up against the competition. But the big thing is, in the past, let's say G2 had just bombed out. You would be questioning, okay, but could they really do it? Both of these teams beat G2 in the best of 5 to make it here. There can be no questions. Whoever wins this is the best team in the LEC.
An impressive thing, to say the least, and the start of perhaps a new rivalry between these two teams as well. And I have to call it out, almost in a way. Mad Lions already beginning the mental warfare in chat before the game begins. Calling the MVP of the match, Armut. And I have to say, in a Mad win, I may just agree. The last 2 games, he has been insane. His Wukong has been lethal, and Rogue must come in with a better strategy to overcome that top laner.
It is do or die. Picks and bans will be everything. Execution will be everything. It is time for Game 5. And here we go. Have to see what the shift is now from Rogue. Mad Lions have clearly found the path to success, and it certainly starts with Armut on the Wukong. We'll see what the adaptation is going to be. For now, again, Rogue on the blue side, Seraphine banned away, standard from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, and Mad Lions, they finished 3rd in the regular season. Rogue finished 2nd, and this one game will decide who finishes 1st and gets the trophy. I'm so hyped. Rogue, they've picked blue side. We'll see what they want to do. They've shown us so many different comps. What do they want to approach it with?
Will they ban the Wukong? They banned Carzzy's comfort in the Ezreal. You heard Bwippo on the analyst desk say it. He thinks they need to get rid of the Wukong, but they don't. They leave it open. It's the Ezreal again.
Yeah, it's the same bans as the game 4. They don't want to touch the Wukong. They want to take away the Ezreal. They think the jungle is what the problem was. They think the jungle is where they need to strike, and they first pick the Udyr away instead of taking the Lucian.
I mean, I like this to some extent, right? Trying to move Elyoya off of the early game power pick that is that Udyr, but we also saw that the Lucian was winning the laning phase from Larssen. They were able to use it, but it didn't convert into much more. It was the early game presence of Elyoya, and I love seeing this already. Forget the Hecarim. That's out of here. Elyoya wants to hit towers, wants to dive towers, and he's been diving Odoamne non-stop all day long.
And what we saw in the last 2 games was MAD Lions dictating the pace. When they go hard, they go fast, they find fights, and they build advantages quickly. Now the fallout for MAD Lions, yes, they can go for the Senna, but when you look at the Kai'Sa coming in for Carzzy, it allowed them to follow up immediately in every single exchange.
Now, I wonder if this Kai'Sa Volibear pick tells the story of the Wukong. We've talked about the Wukong so much, Rogue haven't banned it. Now, I think Rogue would probably ban it on the 4-5. I'm pretty sure they would. So I wouldn't be surprised to see MAD Lions pick it up on 3 and ban away tops to make it a more comfortable matchup. We'll have to see what Rogue respond with. I wouldn't be surprised to see them pick up their bot lane, perhaps maybe even blind pick a mid like Viktor, which is open, because there's still Lucian open as well, actually, and Tristana. So they have so many options. It feels like these OPs of the AD carries have kind of fallen off as the series has gone.
Tristana seen in literally every single game so far in the LEC playoffs, and it's been going down in priority. Hansama and Trymbi return to the Senna in the bottom lane, and now for MAD Lions, I love the Twisted Fate for Humanoid. I would love to see them pick it up here. The way they used that global, just blow open the game, was so powerful in game 4.
It was a fantastic performance from Humanoid. It feels like he's been getting better and better as the pressure has continued to raise across each and every one of these games. Now, of course, we have the lock-in of the Rakan. We saw Trymbi pull out the same strategy against the Senna Tahm Kench. We saw how effective it can be because it is hard to stop this champion when you don't have immediate, reliable CC. And more importantly, for the first time since those 2 Senna Cho'Gath games, we see Hansama in the Rogue bottom lane on a bot lane that is not guaranteed to get early priority, that is not guaranteed to win out on early fights.
Yeah, the Rakan will have so much room in fights because there's not that much CC when it comes to the engages itself. Barring the Udyr stun, there's really not much he's looking at, and that's why it's good into the Senna time. He gets so much freedom in the lane and in the fights. Now we're looking at solo lanes. For MAD Lions, it's been the story of Armut and Humanoid on Wukong and Orianna. The Orianna's down. Is Rogue going to take away that Wukong? And we'll see what kind of solo lanes we get here.
Look, Rogue need the team fight power that's been missing a little bit in the last few games. Sure, they had the Gnar in the last one, but the immediate reliable CC has been something they've been wanting in both of their losses. Great choice by Rogue to ban away the Wukong here.
And the last time these two teams faced, Rogue had Infernal Soul, a really fed Aphelios, but Armut was the one who was 11-1 on top lane. What was he playing? He was playing Urgot. He wasn't playing Wukong, so there's still this one carry champion open for Armut that if he wants to run it back, which Rogue have faced before, it could be really difficult for them. They have last pick on red side, both these AD carries taken away from Larssen. It's going to be a control mage matchup you'd expect, unless one of these mids has a trump card.
Something we'll have to track in the game is the pressure on Odoamne. To be in your first final after 7 years and to see the enemy top laner potentially carry 3 games back-to-back to an MVP performance is something I can't even fathom. So how he adapts here, what he picks, how he and Rogue set him up for success is going to be so crucial.
Well, the way they're setting him up for success is they say no Wukong for Armut and no Twisted Fate for Humanoid. Great ban by them after all the other super high priority mids have been taken away, and that's the Viktor, like you said, Caedrel.
Yeah, the control mage of Viktor coming out. Now, Larssen, there's about 4 or 5 mid lane bans if you count the Seraphine, and the Viktor's picked away, so might have to dig deep here for some kind of counter. We've seen the Syndra for Larssen, we've seen things like the Azir as well. Are we going to go back to comfort? We've been talking on EU4, Drakos, about EU4 on the Ginger God on Azir, the teamfight king. It's going to be a control mage versus control mage, but I'm more interested in what the top lane matchup's going to be.
And comfort was massive when MAD Lions wanted to turn things around, but instead it is going to be the Ryze, and I am happy to see this because we have seen the Azir. It has been nerfed. It is so much weaker than it used to be, and as much as comfort is key, power is also crucial. Rogue debating. Do they go for the GP? Do they go for the Gnar? What is the answer here? How do they round out this composition? And it's full confidence coming in from Odoamne. Renekton may have disappeared in the LEC, but it is a power pick in every other region.
Odo needs strength in the top lane, needs something that can survive the onslaught that you know Elyoya is going to take to him. And for the rest of Rogue, their answer into MAD Lions, playing the global style, playing the fast map plays, has been triple global. Senna, Tahm Kench, and Larssen on the Ryze as well. They have the ability to influence the entire map and respond to every attack the MAD Lions throw their way.
I feel like both these teams have almost swapped places. I think Rogue was the one with the big team fight, with the Viktor, with the Rakan at the start of this series. And MAD Lions were the ones with the Senna Tahm getting dove, having very little engage, having very little team fight prowess. But it feels like the tides have flipped here, except Rogue's comp is slightly different. They have a Tahm Kench ult, they have a Ryze ult, double global, like you guys were saying, and they have a really strong top laner. So Rogue definitely need to start winning lanes, getting their side lanes ahead, and start splitting the whole of MAD Lions up, because if they group up around these dragons, it's going to be very difficult for them.
Gentlemen, every single game has come down to team fights except for the last one where it came down to an early snowballing Wukong. who wins. If we go to team fights, if we go in on even footing, who takes it? Because all these early advantages outside of the last game have not amounted to wins. It has been clutches in the team fights. It has been huge individual step-ups. Who takes it in the fights?
It's going to be so hard to say, because although I think that MAD Lions' comp is better for just straight 5v5, there's so many intricacies. Can Odoamne find the flash stun and Larssen find the follow-up? Can they find a good Senna Tahm Kench collapse before the fight even starts? But in a straight 5v5, I feel like MAD Lions have a lot of room to work with the amount of AoE that they have. But Rogue have so many tools to find picks and find one-shots on single targets.
Exactly. You have Larssen side lane play, the engage, the Senna ever stacking range. This game will never be able to be called. This series has never been able to be called. Every single game back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And game 5 looks like it's going to deliver.
Yeah, and Rogue, they have a 1-3-1 comp. Ryze and Renekton on side, the Tahm Kench in mid with ult. We'll have to see how this game goes. We're getting into game 5.
Let's go, Europe. Take a deep breath. This is the last time you're going to get to be relaxed. Until this game is over, the tension will be high, the pressure nearly insurmountable for both teams. Only one can come out on top. So take this opportunity, relax a little bit, and remember what these teams are fighting for.
In the next hour, we will see which team takes the crown and the start of a new era. And this series already has shown us the start of a new rivalry between these two teams. They both grew at the same time. The rivalry was always there, a little bit underneath the surface, but they were always looking up to the G2s and the Fanatics of the world. But it is different this time around. Now it is Rogue versus the MAD Lions for it all.
Who do you believe in, Europe? In the world, lots of people from other regions watching as well. Who do you believe in? Time to spam in chat. Rogue or MAD, RGE or MED. You can vote. You can let us know who you believe in. It is do or die. And now we get into the early game.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how the game progresses. But these were the two teams who betted on rookie talent. These are the two teams which toppled G2 in the playoffs. Game 5, there's not much action happening level 1. It looks like both junglers are going to calm it down, start towards the bot side of the map, path up towards the top side, and there might be a contest around this top side Skull Crab in the early game.
Yeah, we have seen lane priority influence these early junglers so much. Oftentimes been favoring Humanoid in the early laning phase, often also been favoring Armut top side as well, with Elyoya influencing that lane so much. Rogue have been so focused on getting their bot lane ahead, but this game, it feels a little bit different with the Senna and the Tahm Kench. Inspired can play towards top lane.
Yeah, definitely with the Renekton up here, you definitely want to play towards the top side. If Larssen can get some kind of push and get up to this top lane, we want to see some 3-man dives. MAD Lions are the ones who have been pulling the trigger on these dives. Odoamne is the one suffering from the dives. Maybe Rogue want to change it up, play more towards the top side, but I think the key thing here in this early game is Rogue know Elyoya started bot side because the bot lane leashed. But MAD Lions don't know that Inspired started bot side, so there could be a surprise here for Elyoya. If he finds Inspired up towards his top side, we'll have to see how the top lane push progresses.
Certainly a lot of room for creativity. Top lane trading back and forth already. You can see Humanoid winning out there on the early pressure, sort of as expected. And MAD Lions now the favorite. Chat, I'm going to be honest, it seems like you can't decide as much as we can't decide who the favorites here. You've gone back and forth on every single poll, and I think it's fair because we're not in the era anymore, again, of the G2s and Fanatics where you feel like you have a sure thing, where you feel like you have your favorites. This is unknown territory for all of the LEC.
Look, it's hard to blame them too, and you can already see Elyoya skipping his Krug, skipping his Raptors, knowing that top lane getting frozen against Armut. Bot lane, big trade.
Kaiser.
Oh, it's tense because look, this bot lane has been crazy all series long. Hansama and Trymbi have had Carzzy and Kaiser's number, but I've seen this before.
There's a top wave. Armut needs to crash it. Inspired will finish this camp and go towards the crab, so he doesn't know Elyoya's there. That won't spot him either. Odoamne might get surprised here. If Inspired comes up for a gank, Armut could be the one that's vulnerable, but he's going for the crab. Elyoya's going to go for the dive.
He's stacked up on Fury, though. He's healed a little bit.
It's so risky. Larssen has TP too. He just went back to base. He's coming to up.
TP now moving in. They've got more than enough damage, but the empowered stun is there. But Elyoya still alive for now. They're going to turn it back, though. Getting the kill for Larssen is disastrous because now Armut is in trouble as well. Rogue have turned the play back in their favor.
MAD Lions get first blood, but Larssen on the TP shows up. Humanoid cannot respond, and getting kills onto this Ryze early is deadly.
Yeah, look at this play. Odoamne TPing in mid to make sure they don't lose mid waves. Such clean execution from Rogue. Really good timing for Larssen P towards this top side fight with the TP. He already based. He knew some kind of play was coming perhaps. TP's in, stops the play from happening. Rogue get the early game advantage.
And now Inspired doubling the jungle CS of Elyoya. Elyoya spent so much time trying to set up that gank, trying to set it up. He sacrificed so much just to be there on the top side. In the meantime, Inspired was farming, and he still showed up for the counter.
It's a huge gamble in Game 5, a match that decides the winner of the Spring Split. Elyoya will be set pretty far behind. You also know the Udyr, he just clears faster than that Volibear, so this could get much, much worse. Inspired knowing the respawn timer of Elyoya's Raptors and all this.
Yeah, I think the mid jungle of Mad Lions are going to be the ones to suffer. Elyoya falling, he's down in camps, 3 camps now. Inspired's already back out of base with the boots, and Larssen level 5 on this Ryze already. He pushed out top, he didn't lose anything in mid. Now he's back to catch the wave, and he has double buffs, so Humanoid's definitely going to suffer here though, but Armut going aggressive on this Gnar. No flash on Odoamne.
He can finish this one out, now into Mega. Odoamne with a sidestep. Wall up, not going to be there. Has a bit more damage, but Odoamne is going to walk away. That was the edge of death for Odoamne.
Larssen's on his way up though. This wave is really bad for Armut. Looks like Odoamne is slowly pushing it back in though, and Larsen's going to have to go back mid and catch the wave. Puts a little bit of wards down to catch some information as to where Elyoya is. And in the end, if Odoamne got hit by that stun, I think he was dead.
Look, these lanes, super volatile. We saw it at the start in the bot lane, the 2v2 looking very close between those two teams. Top lane 2 on the knife's edge, but it is Rogue with the early information in the enemy jungle, seeing Elyoya go topside, and Rogue, if they can slow things down, get back to their controlled style, they have a lot of really good elements to play around, play the pressure game, and play with their globals.
And again, at the start of this series, it was all eyes on the jungler, Inspired and Elyoya set to define. And now it is the solo lanes who are stepping up. It is Inspired who is pulled massively ahead, and Elyoya who has to find a way in his rookie split and his final game, in the final game of the season, to turn things back in the favor of MAD.
And for 4 games as well, it's been Larssen landlocked in mid, Humanoid with the edge, but it's different this time. Larssen multiple times trying to move out of that lane and get up towards topside. Now you can see Inspired knows the timers here, sees Elyoya on that ward, and sees an opportunity for a top gank.
Inspired moving up. Gnar would be big, but here comes the Realm Warp. Inspired just fishing for the stun. Armut no room to move. They know that he burned the flash in the 1v1. He got over-aggressive, and now he will pay for it. Larssen grabs another kill on the top side.
This is what we were talking about, Drakos. Rogue need to start moving to this top side. This Renekton needs to get ahead. Mad Lions are the ones always playing top side, always diving top, and Rogue playing bot side. The Senna Tahm, the switch up. Let's play top side. Let's get aggressive, get Ryze up there, and play for this 1-3-1 and get our solo lanes ahead.
It's crazy as well. An entire season. Rogue don't even think twice about top lane. Don't even look there. When everything's on the line, they are investing in Odoamne. It will be traded out for the Infernal Drake on the bottom side of the map. Rogue not putting pressure on Hansama or Trymbi's lane, just letting them do their thing, and it's been going well so far.
And the important thing is Larsen's the one getting the kills. Odoamne is just getting free bases and getting himself through this lane phase, which looks quite difficult for him. But Larsen's the one getting the kills, and when it comes to the mid-game and Larsen's on side lane on this Ryze and he's ahead, no one of Mad Lions can match him.
My, look at this.
So many numbers.
Look at this from Rogue. 4 players
now,
on the bot river.
They're contesting the blue buff. Elyoya not even level 6 yet.
He has no room to move. All of Rogue collapsing, using his early advantage so well. We got so comfortable in the playoffs watching Rogue build early advantages out of their bottom lane, but this time around it is the solo lanes of Rogue stepping up clutch. It is the punish on the top side where Armut, after 2 back-to-back carry games, oversteps and is punished.
And it's team-wide play as well, which just swings the jungle matchup. We asked at the start of the day, does this define who the best jungler in Europe is? Well, it's defined these are 2 best junglers in Europe, and they're showing that with just a slight edge, you can take everything. Inspired using his lane strength perfectly to steal away camps and get a lead over Elyoya.
Yep, both these junglers playing absolutely fantastically. I think Inspired definitely has the level lead. 1 level up on Elyoya, who just hit level 6. Next objective in the game is going to be the Herald. We've seen Rogue most of these games just basing it around minute 8 and swapping, committing to the swap, playing for their bot lane. But this game's slightly different. Odoamne is the focus. They don't want to swap and put Odoamne in a 1v2 lane because they need him to get ahead. And they need Larssen to keep this mid push. Why swap when you have so much mid priority and Larssen can move to either side?
And additionally, it's Senna Tahm Kench. You do not have a lot of ways to clear the wave. You do not have ways to get prio advantage on the bottom side. That might change. They can extend this trade for long enough. Devour ready to go into Kaiser if he overcommits. Carzzy now going to be in trouble, forced to use the ultimate early out. Trymbi just refuses to stop the flash forward. The tongue lick, the rookie in the finals game. Game 5 shows up and finds the kill.
All day long, Trymbi and Hansama have had Kaiser and Carzzy's numbers. Time after time and time again, they come out on top, and it is the final game without any pressure from the rest of their team. They just win the 2v2 straight up.
Yeah, and Trymbi coming into this team from the start of Spring Split. He won the EU Masters with Agorok. He won EU Masters with their academy team. This is his first ever LEC finals in his rookie split. He has the aggression to go for this 2v2. I think Mad Lions bot lane has died 2v2 in bot lane every single game.
Every single game. And Rogue, the ERL talent factory, originally bringing up 4 of the 5 members from that team back in 2019. Well, they've got a few still here with Larssen inspired as well.
And Handsome has had so many fantastic supports by his side over the last few years. Gorilla, Gnar, but now Trymbi showing up in this final game. Who would have thought? Rogue have advantages in top, mid, and bot. Inspired's looking towards his top side again. Larssen's on the way up.
Inspired looking to move forward. The bot lane for a brief moment no longer the center of attention as Armut may have once again overstayed his welcome. Chilling Smite moves in, follow-up, the stun is there. Senna from downtown, Inspired finds another kill, and Rogue here in Game 5 are demolishing the Mad Lions.
Rogue are not messing around, and you can see Elyoya panic, scrambling, trying to figure out what he can do. He's falling behind in the jungle 2 levels. Inspired is up over him, and Inspired is still finding the gank, so what does he do? Can he dive with his ultimate? He's level 6. No. Larssen is playing too smart around it, not giving him the opportunity. And bot lane, how do you dive a Senna Tahm Kench when Rogue can always respond with Larssen and an Odo TP?
Yeah, Inspired based instantly and moved towards the bot side. He got the Herald as well, so we'll see where he wants to use it. But Rogue playing so well in this early game.
Inspired's here though. They're ready for the play. There's no room to maneuver. Luckily for MAD, they do not overcommit, but Elyoya can't even find an angle into the bottom lane.
And this all comes down to that top dive, level 3. Elyoya spent so much time waiting in the bush for the wave to crash, and eventually Larssen TP'd, and it was a 2-for-1. So all that time he wasted, Inspired was farming, and you can see the exponential growth in farm now that Inspired is so far ahead in gold. Second up there with Larssen. You can see where all this gold is for Rogue, which is surprising because the majority of the series, it's all been in bot side. Now it's the top side of Rogue that's ahead. They're 3,000 gold up, and although we've seen every single early game this series not really translate into much into the mid to late game, despite having such a strong early game, both these teams kind of find the fights and they find the team fights where they snowball the game. So I'm not sure if Rogue can snowball it into a massive advantage, but they have the Herald. We'll see how they use it.
And Larssen's entire career, he has been known as the scaling mage player. The Azirs, the Corkis, the Ryzes. He is now on one of those signature picks once again and poised to completely take over the game as once more Inspired shifts towards the top side. Armut about to hit Mega Gnar, and he does have Elyoya in the area, but the threat of the gank is always there.
Yeah, and like you said, Ender, Larsen's playing fantastic in this series. He overcame his demons yesterday against G2, and it feels like Larssen and Humanoid have been going toe-to-toe for the last couple of years against each other when Caps is sitting on his throne as the best mid. Now these two are showing up, and we'll see who wins out on this series, but Larssen definitely ahead in this matchup so far, has the TP to move to sides, and he's always moving up and down this river after pushing in mid. Humanoid, we've seen him before in the series when he's under his tower. He's actually managed to find plays on sides, but it looks like this time he won't find anything.
It's just so difficult. The Senna Tahm Kench, we don't expect it to dominate the lane. The fact that Rogue were able to find that kill in the 2v2 is so massive for them now because you can't kill them. The Tahm Kench just picks you up, he walks away, and if they burn any of their cooldowns, now we know Rogue have the potential to turn the play on its head.
Well, what is Mad Lions' strong side of the map? It's not bot lane, they're losing 2v2. Rogue have invested so much in top lane too that Elyoya doesn't really have a great place to play around all the series long. It's been very well defined for Mad Lions, just gank top, it's going to work. But it has not, and now
Carzzy.
Rogue once again just chunk out Mad.
So much damage. Hansama has the ultimate up and available, but he's taking his time on this one. He knows even the pressure will amount to plates. He does not need to overcommit. Inspired moving up. Could look to take the 1v1. Certainly stronger overall, but does he have the more powerful champion? Elyoya definitely does not want this fight. It's Humanoid on the backup, and Inspired walking away just in time. Happy to take 70% of his health bar and walk it out.
Yeah, Inspired to level up and has the chem tank already. 12 minutes in the game. Herald's coming out to the bot side. Rogue have 3 winning lanes and a winning jungle matchup. They have full control of this game.
Inspired is out of control this game. He has been absolutely everywhere on the map. He has nearly single-handedly won every single one of his lanes. Only Larssen really benefiting from a top play where Armut overextended. Otherwise, this Udyr is out of control. And now Hansama, we have been here before. When Rogue funnel resources into Hansama, he does not miss.
The Mad Lions left without an answer. They don't have Armut's Wukong that the past 2 games destroyed Hansama in the team fights. Humanoid has not been able to find influence over this game yet. Elyoya silent in the early game, and Rogue very nearly took down that bot lane tower with full control. A Rogue-styled game. They are poised to continue taking advantages.
Mad Lions really struggling against these 3 winning lanes. You can see all the plates falling in top, mid, and bot for the side of Mad Lions. The CS numbers are low compared to the side of Rogue. Rogue sitting so far ahead in this early game. And we'll have to see how they snowball this game, because that bot tower is 1 hit away from dying. And look at the items that Rogue's bot lane just picked up versus the items on Mad Lions' bot lane.
Oh, it's just a massive difference right there. Already completing those mythics, and you have to think the next stages of the game as well for Rogue. Well, you have a super strong solo laners, right? From Rogue, Larssen, Odoamne can both go to sides. You put Hans and Trymbi in mid. With those 2 globals, you can instantly influence side lanes. There's no place on the map which Mad can attack if you take that formation.
And again, for the side of Rogue, so much Ryze on this. Yes, Larssen Inspired. This team has been built around them and has been built up over the years. But for Hansama and Odoamne, 2 players who have been so close so many times to be on the cusp of victory, it is everything. That said, it is a 4K gold lead for Rogue. They are close, but they are not there yet for MAD Lions. We have to ask, how do they come back? What can they actually do to come back in this game?
Well, we're seeing it a little bit already. Elyoya and Kaiser, so much playmaking potential between that duo combination. You can see them walking into the enemy jungle after considering a top lane gank, and these are the types of things they have to look for, but where does the damage come from? That combination does not have it. You have to play around a strong area of the map, and because Rogue have all these globals, it becomes very, very difficult. You have to see Rogue full commit. Hearing a Drake go down gives you some confidence, and maybe sets you up for a top lane dive.
Odoamne is moving towards his top side. He's been dove so many times on this side lane. The weak side machine has been tanking all the ganks, but this time around, he's not going to fall for their trap. He's not going to try and clear the wave. He just gives up the tower. So, MAD Lions get a blue buff and a top tier 1 on the cross map versus the first tower and the dragon that Inspired just picked up. The Herald's always started by MAD Lions. Odoamne is fishing around for some vision. I think Inspired is going to
got his team on the way. Look at it, right? Hansama and Trymbi after the Drake have reset. They could get up into this top lane if MAD Lions were to force, but MAD Lions realizing this have already gone towards the Herald. They could still pour it in on Armut if they want to.
Double dash, Stride Breaker is not going to be enough to take Armut out to safety. Immediately the ultimate comes out, the Dominus, and Odoamne is certainly looking to dominate. Pushing through, pushing forward. Hansama ulti is what we have to watch. Waiting, Armut forcing the flash out early. Kaiser now has to run for the hills. He'll leap back to his teammate and he'll hold on for now, but it is massive pressure on the top side for Rogue. They are poised to break this top tier 1.
Armut just about lives. He has to flash away. Kaiser saves him, but MAD Lions are so far down in tempo. Elyoya just picked up Herald and he's clearing camps. Humanoid's based. Armut and Kaiser are basing too. Rogue can just take this top tier 1 for free. Larssen's going to clear out mid-wave. MAD Lions, despite picking up the Herald, they stayed way too long.
And they've also been using their globals as a way to gain pressure and just take more off the map than they should be able to. Trymbi actually didn't have his Abyssal Voyage ready to go, I think doing some trades earlier on in the match, but Larssen just full pushed bot lane and then used Realm Warp back to mid to find a wave that was crashing into tower. So Rogue, even when they are grouping up in certain areas of the map to take the Drake to back up Odoamne, they are losing nothing in return.
And now you'll see the 1-3-1 come into effect soon. In the next couple of minutes, both side lane towers are down. The focus is mid tower. Hans is going to be mid with Trymbi with those globals, and the pressure is going to be on when Larssen and Odoamne are pressing out these sides. MAD Lions need to find numbers advantages and need to find picks.
Maybe the collapse coming in, but Inspired is here first. Kaiser and Elyoya on the way. They have the man advantage, but is it going to be enough? Will Inspired overstay? Larssen waiting. He's level 12, though. They have to be careful. Maybe they can find the collapse, but in the meantime, it's Armut who's suffering with no team there to back up. He's going to get taken down before he can go Mega, but maybe they can find the Ryze in the mid lane. Larssen going to be in trouble to flash back to safety. Elyoya is there to block it. The shutdown for Humanoid is massive, but it's Carzzy who's now in trouble. Hansama on the chase. The slow will not be enough.
There is no more important player to get the shutdown than Humanoid for the MAD Lions. Absolutely critical. He gets gold. He has been silent all game so far, but this series, he has been the carry for the MAD Lions.
That pick with the Herald got mid-tier 1. What did Rogue get in response? They got a kill on bot onto Armut, but the shutdown onto Humanoid, like you said, Ender, is huge. Carzzy managed to clear out top wave. He's not losing top tier 2 too much, and Rogue, although they're so far ahead, one pick slowly crawls MAD Lions back into this game. They need to be careful this doesn't happen again.
You can see it on your screen right here. Mid lane back to dead even. After the early influence that Larssen was able to get, one shutdown is enough to equalize between the two players. But the concern then comes when you have a fasting Senna that's ahead in gold over a Kai'Sa on the other side, getting so much value out of the passive as well. Quickly checking in on that, 67 souls already for Hansama, continuing to stack up range, and this is the threat. How do MAD Lions reach that backline? They have tools to dive on in, but eventually it becomes too much to get past when there's a Tahm Kench also to support.
Yeah, and I think in the next few minutes you'll start to see the play styles of both compositions. Rogue in the 1-3-1 now will push out sides and collapse towards mid to try and take the tier 1, whereas MAD Lions want to try and find picks before they can get this kind of setup. The Drake's up in 1 minute 50 seconds. There could be a team fight around there, but that's the core concept for both these teams in the next couple of minutes.
And we've seen MAD Lions earlier in this series be able to find fights with a numbers advantage, even against some globals and tools that they have. Inspired chasing down Elyoya.
Good damage now for the follow-up. He's going to be forced to ult out. If he's not careful, he's taking so much back. He's forced to ult away. He gets the heal out from Carzzy as well. Positive trade for Rogue, but they cannot find the kill.
Yeah, this is the difficulty, though, for MAD. They're just going to be run down in the deep vision inside their jungle. Brutal. Odoamne and Armut do take a bit of a trade down towards the bottom side of the map, but this is what MAD Lions have to do. When we see Rogue spread out across the map, can they pull the trigger decisively and effectively before Rogue can respond with their map movement?
Exactly. Now Elyoya there was trying to find the pick, but Inspired covered Larssen, managed to stop that from happening, and they need to make sure that they keep vision around these solo laners, because if Larssen has vision, it means he can push to tier 2, and then he can move through this jungle to mid, and Humanoid will eventually have to give it up. Inspired looking for the red buff.
Zooming right out, there's good vision. They know exactly what's going on. Inspired could just look to steal it, but they're going to try to commit here. Does this mean that Carzzy will pick it up? Good news for Carzzy overall. Elyoya would have preferred to have the experience, but good to give it to the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, 40 seconds on Dragon. Larssen probably going to push out top, maybe the next wave as well. He has the TP to join the fight, but you can see Rogue just pressuring this top side of the map, making sure Larssen can't get caught out, and they can scale, look to start objectives whenever they want, and keep these lanes pushed in. But MAD Lions, they have a lot of wave clear. Humanoid can keep this tower alive for a long time until Rogue commit numbers.
And it feels like both teams, again, are playing very cautiously in this best of 5. Rogue know they have the big lead, but they also know that that has not mattered in the series. The early game leads are not what wins you the game ultimately. So taking their time, not looking to give anything up, playing for the small advantages, the Saw Summoner spells, the ulti here and there, trying and waiting to turn it into more. For now, they are absolutely in control, happy to let the Senna continue to scale up, but MAD Lions have to see what they can get done. Elyoya still very far behind. Level 12 to now level 11 in the jungle is the good news, but still a massive deficit.
But now Rogue are in the 1-3-1. Not only does this give the Globals the ability to influence the side lanes, 2 players in mid already winning their respective matchup. You get priority over river, you get the ability to walk into jungle, and also having Senna in mid next to the jungle camps, Raptors and Wolves. She can always be there when Inspired is clearing those away. Just continue to just super farm those souls.
Yeah, and MAD Lions need to keep this mid tier 1 up. If that falls, it makes it a disaster to hold these tier 2s because Rogue will have so much map control. They've done pretty well in the last couple of minutes to keep the game weathered. You know, the lead hasn't grown for Rogue. They're still around a 3,500 lead for Rogue in the gold. And yes, they have 2 dragons, but they still have around 10 minutes to work with before that soul spawns.
So tough, though, because now, with the fully stacked Seraphs coming in for Larssen, extra mana, extra damage, he is going to be a lethal threat. MAD really need to find that one target, pick them off, and shut them down. And Hansama too, as you mentioned already, getting so many skulls, scaling up. You can see how he was the support early game, but now he is very powerful in these exchanges. And Inspired moving in. He's just going to force out the quick stopwatch, but he can just go right back in for the stun. Elyoya ready to come over the wall if he needs to. Trymbi now backing off. Larssen in the area. All of Rogue ready to collapse on this, and that's big damage coming in from Hansama. Odoamne into the midst of everybody. Elyoya, he can't shut his own tower down, and now Rogue are moving in. They're going to take the kill back on Odo, or will they? Trymbi there to save the day. Carzzy with the follow-up. They want to turn it back. Eyes on Armut, but the quick flash out from Hansama. He will not be shut down. Armut drops. Rogue in control in the mid lane. They are ready to break this game open, and Hans is too damn clean.
Hansama with the outplay in the team fight, not just the kill at the end, but flashing away from Armut. Gnar and Rogue are poised for a 21-minute Baron.
The 1-3-1 collapses first, and the mechanical execution from the carries was flawless. Hands flashing away from the Mega Gnar. Such good execution. Odoamne finishing off Humanoid with the Stride Breaker, nets them 3 kills, and nets them this Baron.
Rogue do not care about the momentum of MAD winning the last 2 games. They come up when it matters, and even the teleport in from Humanoid, it is too little, too late. Rogue with such a lead, 6,000 gold, and you'll see in this fight just how Rogue started it off.
Yeah, Humanoid's using the stopwatch to avoid the stun, but then Inspired can stick around and he flashed away. Okay, but look at the 1-3-1. Larssen's already here, Odoamne's already here. Carzzy's on the way as well, but Armut's nowhere to be found. He has to TP in, and they're already chunked out. Humanoid gets stunned into Stride Breaker, and he falls, but look at Hans. The mechanics in this fight were perfect. Odoamne gets eaten up by Trymbi and gets saved. Carzzy manages to find him, but then Hansama with the reaction flashes away from the ult, and then manages to find Elyoya and Armut as well through the tower.
Yes, how does he, yeah, right through there. Kaiser almost gets cut out mid.
Kaiser's just so squishy. He does not have the room to move anymore in these fights. The empowered W from Renekton, the sheer damage coming out from this Rogue lineup means there's no room for him to play, and Trymbi again with the emotes in game 5.
The Pride of Lions can do nothing but run away. Rogue have everything they need now. Just running down MAD Lanes, getting the Baron before they get the first turret in the middle lane. It just simply does not matter. They are so strong at this point in the game, riding their early game success and being so decisive when it comes to the team fights.
Rogue have the Baron. They're setting up around mid. MAD Lions could look for an engage if they want to, so Rogue deciding to back off. Rogue know this is match point. They know they don't want to make a mistake, because if they win this game, they're lifting the trophy, and they're ahead. There's a TP coming in from Larssen.
Inspired moving in. Humanoid, he's got no flash, he's got no way out. Elyoya running for the hills, but it's Carzzy who will get taken down. The dash in. Odoamne here to finish the job, but no, they managed to live. They managed to pull back. The interrupt, the gravity field is clutch. Hansama now could be in trouble to pull back away from Rogue. It is good news for MAD. They have held on.
It's an overforce from Rogue and a great response by MAD Lions. Humanoid kiting back, stunning up 2 with the gravity field and playing off of those zones of control. Odoamne did not have the support due to that CC, and the Baron is outlasted.
Yeah, just as I say, Rogue's playing it smart. They overextend for a fight. MAD Lions find a kill, and that's what MAD Lions need. When you're behind against the 1-3-1, you need to pick people off to regain control of the map. Right now, Rogue have lost most of the control, but they still have very deep vision on the bot side jungle. And as we watch this again, it was a bit of a confusing TP. I think they wanted to sandwich them into their own jungle. jungle, but Larssen, as soon as he drops a TP, he has to flash out.
Yeah, he's in a whole lot of trouble. You can see Armut underneath this fight as well, so Larssen's like, I have to get out of here, just barely misses the Everfrost, and then Odo thinks he can dive in, but he's instantly CC'd. Very hard to finish off that kill on Carzzy. Look at the top of the fight, the double CC of the gravity field. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The zone control in the jungle from Humanoid kept Mad Lions away from the rest of Rogue.
Yeah, if Odoamne got that Q off on Renekton with the Fury, he would have finished off Carzzy and healed up, but the chain CC took him down. But Rogue still have a little bit of Baron to work with. Humanoid's chunked out. They're on this mid lane. They're not going 1-3-1, they're going 1-4. Larssen's right behind them. Maybe Mad Lions.
Humanoid alive for now, not quite enough damage at this point in the game. Soul's continuing to stack for Hansama. Rogue just continue to get stronger. The Ryze scaling up as well, but for now, Mad are holding on. It is almost a 7,000 gold deficit 24 minutes into the game. But Mad are not going out quietly. Hansama taking souls left and right, though, does mean that he is going to be unstoppable in the late game fights.
We have seen single team fights decided by a small mistake, a small outplay all day long. Humanoid often taking the fall for Mad Lions in the first 2 games of the series. Now, with their backs against the wall, he must be the player to step up if Mad Lions are to hold on.
Rogue can't overcommit. Freddy sweating backstage. He's worked hard for this too. Coaching staff behind Rogue, knowing that everything relies on this. A clean realm war bout into the 3rd dragon. Rogue are playing it by the book. The coaching staff can be proud, but Mad Lions are going to do what they can to disrupt that as Rogue pull back.
They definitely pull back 2 towers almost. They almost got the bot tower. They get the Drake. They're on Mountain Soul Point again. I don't know how many times I've said Rogues on Dragon Soul Point, but again, they are on it. 5 minutes until that Mountain Soul. And just how good is Rogue playing despite losing the last 2 games? The mental fortitude to just pick such an early game aggressive comp and execute on it despite losing the last 2 games. It's just flawless and exceptional to see.
And Staff of the Split starting to feel more and more worth it. How many teams would have broken down in this high pressure moment? How many rookies would have broken down? But still, this is one of Trymbi's best games of the series. A man who's playing out of his mind in this one, and certainly going to be a hard one to shut down. All of Rogue continuing to build this advantage, continuing to push forward. For now, it's holding at about 7,000. It's only going to get worse, though, if Mountain Soul does manage to come through for Mad. It's the same story that has been since they fell behind in the early game. Find picks, find openings, find windows of opportunities, because a 5v5 fight, you're not going to get.
Yeah, you can see Mad Lions just grouping up on a pink. They're trying to find a pick. Kai'Sa was hovering towards the top side, but the wave was pushed in too deep. He knew no one would catch it. And they have to play the waiting game. They have to wait for Rogue to overstep, make a mistake, punish it, and that's when they can regain control. Because if they even leave their base right now, it's going to be really difficult if Rogue find an engage.
But Rogue have everything with these globals. The gravitational pull of the Baron buff in a minute will draw Mad Lions in there. And you can see Odoamne already walking through enemy territory. Rogue can play the waiting game. They can walk up mid. They have Realm Warp to reposition and buy themselves time and space, forcing Mad Lions out of their own jungle. And it is completely up to them to not let Mad Lions have a chance into the pit.
Inspired waiting in the darkness, Trymbi there as well, and now Mad Lions are ready to go. They've got the man advantage. Elyoya wants to get things kicked off, and they manage to get out Kaiser into the backside alongside Carzzy. Trymbi buys as much time as he can. He wants to spit Hansama back out over the wall, but it does not work. Hansama in trouble. Hansama still alive. Hansama does get taken down in the end. Armut wants to follow up Larssen over the wall. He can't get any damage down, but it's Odoamne in the midst of everybody. Odoamne being torn to pieces, and Humanoid, who is still standing. It is the triple for Humanoid. It is the fight for the Mad Lions. Humanoid stays alive through it all. 5 kills now to his name. 3 in the last fight, even with all the TPs, the globals of Rogue coming through. Mad Lions down 6,000-7,000 gold before that fight, have the confidence to pull the trigger.
They find the engage, they find hands, they all dive on the backline. Odoamne was in front of 5 people, but he couldn't take anyone down. Humanoid comes up clutch alongside Carzzy and Kaiser here. The engage was flawless.
It is so rare in League of Legends that you find 2 teams so equally matched in skill, and you see it in moments like this. Carzzy and Kaiser flying into the backline, setting it all up for Humanoid.
Yeah, this 5v3 for the first couple 5-6 seconds of the fight was what won them the fight. Rogue, Larsen's off to the side, he had to TP in. Odoamne had to TP in. They were slightly late to join the fight, which gave Mad Lions enough time to take down the backline, take down hands, take down Trymbi, take 3 kills onto your main carry in this game, Humanoid. And that just goes to show, gold is one resource, but time is another.
But if you are a Mad Lions fan, take a deep breath, because that is not the fight that wins you the game. That is the fight that brings you closer back to even footing. That is the fight that buys you time, but that is not the fight that will decide the game. Mad Lions need more, and they need it fast. Again, priority, they have the advantage. They won Vision off of that fight, but they have not gotten much else.
Gold is against the Mad Lions, but the summoner spells are all for them. Only Larssen holds on to his flash from Rogue. The Baron is alive, and is just Kaiser without his on the side of the Mad Lions. Humanoid and Carzzy, if they can stay alive in fights, if they can kite back, it is possible. 12,000 gold from Humanoid. He's matched with Larssen.
Yeah, on 5v5.
If you look to those gold numbers, the carries are even. Larssen and Hans are the same gold as Carzzy and Humanoid. It's only the front line, Inspired and Trymbi, who are ahead in gold, 3,000 a pair. That's just more health, not more damage. So if the carries of Mad Lions can find the positioning and find the fight like they did last time, it's an even matched fight despite the gold difference. But both these teams contesting mid-wave, because whoever gets the push can look to get the Baron vision. And if they get the Baron, they can set up for the siege. But 1 minute on this Mountain Soul for Rogue. Mad Lions needs contested.
We take a breath again. The last pause before what could be the bloodiest exchange we've seen all series. A do-or-die team fight for both sides, most certainly. Mountain for Mad buys them time. More space to scale into this game, more time to get money onto their carries. For Rogue, it is a death sentence for the opposing side. Big pressure across the lineup. We're watching Armut. He was clutch on the Wukong. Can he be clutch again on this Gnar? For Humanoid, he had one team fight. Can he make it a second? For the side of Rogue, Hansama and Larssen, they've been clutch across the fights. Can they find the positioning necessary to survive what Mad has to throw and punch back even harder?
And despite the gold, look at Inspired, 3 levels up on Elyoya, level 16 Udyr. Larssen, 2 levels up on Humanoid. It's the mid-jungle who has this level advantage, but not a gold advantage. But Mad Lions need to find a way into this dragon. It's 10 seconds left.
Look, Elyoya doesn't get anything because they give everything to Humanoid. He gets wolves, he gets level 16. That Chaos Storm, massive in this fight. Let's see what happens.
Both teams holding off. Either one wants to put down the Kaiser immediately in the midst of everyone, but it's Larssen. Free fire and Carzzy immediately into the backside. He gets a lot of damage down. The Kai'Sa flashing out to safety, but it's just not enough. The Udyr is simply too strong. Rogue have taken the fight, but Armut wants to turn it back.
It's
Mega Gnar, 2 into the wall, but Larssen remains untouched. In game 5, it is the Realm Warp to take his team out to safety. It is Larssen who saves the fight. It's Humanoid versus Larssen. It all comes down to this, the next generation of EU mids, man, and it's Rogue versus Mad Lions. It's so close. They deny the Mountain Soul. Mad Lions will take it, and it's right back dead even.
You're so right, Denner. Both these AD carries went 1 for 1 on their deaths, but it was the mid laners free hitting in the fight. Larssen untouched, Humanoid untouched, but Armut with the Mega Gnar sealed the fight. The Realm Warp was good for the disengage, but I think the Liandry's finished off Trymbi, and Elyoya was the one to start this off with a flash over the wall.
Yeah, it's him going in with Kaiser as well set up. They know when to pull the trigger, even staring down 5 members of Rogue. It's insane.
Larssen just free hitting on the front line. Carzzy dives into trade for Hansama. He ends up loses his life, but Odoamne dies in the back line. Now it's somewhat of a 3v3, but look at Armut with the Mega Gnar and Humanoid and Larssen free hitting. Looks like Mad Lions are the ones who won. And then the Realm Warp from Larsen's, the Liandry is what kills Trymbi.
And the redemption of Humanoid from game 1 until now. Again, played 99% of the games perfectly, but in the critical team fights in games 1 and 2, he choked, he got caught, he missed his shockwave, everything went wrong. But here when it matters, from the jaws of defeat, he has stepped up and been the carry that Mad Lions need.
Most definitely. In both these fights, both bot laners died almost instantly. It was a 3v3 between the top side, and again we saw it. Mad Lions coming out on top in these fights. The longer they go, it's all on Humanoid. He has so much gold and so much resources from Mad Lions. Rogue around the Baron, TP coming in from Humanoid. They still want to contest around mid.
One more fist fight at the Baron pit. Both sides
Got
ready for
Rapidons
it.
now.
Humanoid incredibly powerful. Larssen with a level advantage, but will it be enough to balance out in this team fight? Hansama is strong, but he needs the space to work, and Carzzy did not give it to him.
Important thing to note though, Larssen has no flash and Humanoid does. That gives him a bit more space to work with on this Viktor. Mad Lions get the push, they get the vision. Rogue are gonna respond.
Both teams looking to throw everything at the
starting
enemy
Baron.
mid laner. It's a battle to the death here. Mad Lions never cease. They start the Baron and they invite Rogue into them.
Massive consequence or confidence play. Will they take the 50-50? Looks like they do not want to risk it, but is bot lane pushing in favor of Rogue?
Armut
the more
has
time
Mega.
they spend here, the better it will be for them. Look at the massive wave on the bottom side. Rogue are happy with this exchange. Mad Lions a little too excited.
Yeah, Mad Lions know that if they try to start this Baron and it goes on for so long, maybe Rogue could TP in and look for some kind of base race or backdoor, because Mad Lions would just keep getting cancelled from Trymbi and Hansama. Both teams stare each other down, trying to invite each other into a fight, but Kaiser has flash and so does Humanoid. I think Rogue want to wait for Larsen's.
How insane is it that Rogue got a 21-minute Baron in this game? This Baron has been on the map for 5 minutes now. We've just been waiting to see what actually happens with it. But Rogue, they keep playing. They say, we want the Mountain Soul. We don't want to risk it over the Baron. The Mountain Soul, not a big throw, especially before Mad Lions get to Soul Point.
But similar to Game 2, when Mad Lions were the ones so far ahead, Rogue found the fights and came back. Similar story in Game 5. Rogue's ahead, Mad Lion find the fights. The early games don't really matter. Both these teams are so equally matched, and you can see it this whole series long. long. It's all about the Baron. Rogue have started it up. Armut's TPing in.
Ryze with a death cap is going to be massive. Kaiser already burning the movement speed steroid. He's looking for the engage. All of Rogue backing off, happy to just get the TP. When the pressure is on, Rogue have lost their heads a few times, but it will not happen again. They are playing it out slow. They are waiting for the perfect opportunity.
There is no juggernaut in this series. It is so rare to see a final in Europe. Never happened before without a G2 or a Fnatic, but it's within touching distance for both these two teams.
Kaiser going in! Caught out. Kaiser whips the engage zone. It's inspired in the middle of everything, but is it too little too late? Odoamne tries to find a way to the backside, but it won't matter. Armut into two! The two-time TCL champion makes his mark on this final, and Mad Lions are not done yet. It is Hansama running for the hills. It is Rogue falling down in the final moments. Mad Lions may end it right here. Mad Lions have the wave in mid. There is no stopping them. 3 games in a row, the reverse sweep becomes a reality.
7,000 gold deficit. Armut's Gnar solidifies the win. It's the nail in the coffin. The wave's there. Odoamne is trying his best. He's gonna fall. Mad Lions are gonna win.
It is not Rogue, it is not Fnatic, it is not G2 and the new era of European League of Legends. It is the Mad Lions.
A complete shock on the stage of the LEC. The Mad Lions looked like they were down, like they were beaten, like they stood no chance after games 1 and 2. And it took not just 1 win, not just 2 wins, but a 3rd win against a 21-minute Baron with literally everything stacked against them. But this team never gave up.
It is a story of success across all 5 roles. I'd be remiss if I did not start with that man in the top lane, a TCL import, a man who beat this team in a best-of-5 at Worlds to help them reverse sweep Rogue in the LEC finals, 2 back-to-back Wukong games. Into the Gnar, the final finish in the final fight. It was a massive performance for Armut and for all of the Mad Lions.
And Armut was the one who said 3-2. He was the one who said they were going to reverse sweep Drakos.
Historic day for the LEC and for European League of Legends, as each player will get a chance to lift the trophy. The history of greatness for players that have risen in their rookie split to take a title. Huni, Reckless, Whippo, Perks. Remember Elyoya amongst those greats.
And remember Humanoid as well. The man, the redemption throughout this series as well to step up in the final game among the other members of his team. Do not forget, he was the only member that returned after the Splice run at Worlds in 2019. Mad Lions took their spot and they invested everything into him. Brought in Kaiser and Carzzy last year. This year they say we need Elyoya and Armut. And it was this conglomerate built around this mid laner. Even with all the high highs, all the low lows, in the clutch moments today, he stepped up when it mattered.
And Ender, after game 2, you were the one that said Humanoid needs to find the 1%. He found the 1%.
Which means he found the 100%. Fully unleashed, an incredible day. The bot lane as well, every single member of Mad Lions, the staff, the victory, you can see the expression on Mac's face, on the entire support staff. An incredible, incredible best of 5 to end the spring season. And for Mad Lions, it does not stop here. Their story continues. Redemption on an international stage stands in front of them. The chance to face the best in Reykjavik, in Iceland, and MSI.
Look, they really had us in the first half, not gonna lie. This team down 0-2 with the reverse sweep, the final game as well. And it's that type of grit, of when your back is against the wall to show up when it matters, that you need in the best of fives when you go to international. This is not the same Mad Lions that got eliminated in play-ins last year. No, they got Armut, the magic sauce in the top lane. They got Elyoya, the rookie superstar jungle. And this team is the best team in Europe.
And you saw it after game 2, the adaptation. Let's go Wukong. They win game 3. They win game 4. Rogue take away the TF, the Orianna, the Wukong. They take away everything from Mad Lions, but they still find it. Humanoid still finds it with the carry on the resources in the fights, and Armut still finds it on the engage, on the Gnar.
And I think at the end of the day, a big win for Mad and celebration for them. But on the opposite side, no doubt that it is heartbreak for Odoamne and Rogue. A hard loss in a game 5 and what could be a once-in-a-lifetime chance. The only final without Fnatic G2 ever. Will it happen again? Will they find another shot at redemption? Can Odoamne find a second final? We will keep track of that in the splits to come. It is certainly a hard day for Rogue.
Rogue were so close. Game 3, they had the Baron, they had the push going. Game 5 again, but Mad Lions, the resilience, the engages, down 7k gold. They found so many clutch fights.
One thing is for sure, if it is not this split, it may just be the next. We have entered a new era for European League of Legends. Gone is Perks. Gone is the old king of Europe that carried G2 so far. It is a new age with new rivalries, new teams, and new stars.
Absolutely is. But for you at home, outside of cheering for your favorites, outside of consoling Rogue for the loss, you have to vote at LEC on Twitter. That's what we need from you. Armut, Elyoya, Humanoid, who are you voting for? I know the answer, but I want you to vote for it anyway. It was a fantastic series across the entire top side for Mad Lions. The fortitude to stay strong in 5 games. An incredible thing to see.
Wow.
How'd you like your first final, Caedrel?
That was crazy.
Yeah,
My voice is almost
I honestly believe if we played 100 games, it would be 50-50. These teams just so locked. It's so close, so insane, and it's Mad Lions that showed up on the day. Well done.
It's absolutely wild. It was an incredible. We have had so many 3-0 finals for so long. The last 5 games, Fnatic versus G2 in Madrid, or not Madrid, sorry, Athens.
That's the one.
And now here in studio, after a year online. You remember the questions about whether Mad could even show up on stage? Could they handle the
Both
pressure?
these teams.
For both those teams,
At
for
Worlds.
Both showed up.
It's just an incredible day for European League of Legends. Of course, we're soon going to hear from the winner of today's series as Mad Lions are your brand new LEC champions. Don't go anywhere. More LEC content coming at you after this.
wow.
GG LEC.
We asked you to show us your moves, and the winner is Cushion! He's playing Misfortune on the red side, starting things off with a fantastic ultimate, picking up 2 quick kills. Dashing backwards into the tri-bush, looking for Rakan. Gale Force forwards, finds the kill. Looking for the 4th, the double tap for the double-double. Darius at the target, knocked up with the blast cone and the pentakill! We'll see you in summer.
Kia, movement that inspires.
and welcome back to the LEC finals. Everyone, history was made today. History was made in every sense of the term, and in the end, MAD Lions came out victorious. And Elyoya, I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy that you won. Congrats on winning the LEC finals. This was a ride from the start to the end. I mean, a rough start of the series. You had to turn it around. Ended up reverse sweeping Grog. How did you do it?
I mean, I actually don't know either. Like, I'm gonna say we were just making content for the audience, so we just wanted to make 5 games because of that. But that's what I would like to say. But the reality is we got stomped first 2 games, and then we kinda came back, and like we were like, we've done all of this just to come here and lose. So I mean, I don't know. I think our mentality changed, and we came to give everything, and we proved. And once again on that 5th game, like coming back from super behind, I don't know how we actually did it.
I was wondering actually, because you lost the first 2 games, you won the 2 afterwards. I was thinking that coming into game 5, you would have the momentum to take it till the end. But yeah, talk me through this game 5. When did you think you would actually win? What was the moment in game?
I don't think we didn't even believe it. Like, even when we were hitting Nexus, it was so weird. I mean, since the beginning, it felt so hard, even teamfights, everything. But we could just find those engages and make us win. And we were progressing in the teamfights and getting Viktor fed. And on that last teamfight, I think they played it really bad. So we were like, in the moment we were killing them, we were like, but we can actually end. But that's also a meme in our team, so it was a bit weird. But we could actually, like, I mean, we could see that then we could end.
I feel like it's a meme for most teams, like we can actually end. We saw that on voice comms actually through top lane. But talk me through what was going on backstage, what we didn't see from MAD Lions. I know that usually speeches and what you guys say to each other is really important, especially in between games. How was the mood throughout the whole series?
So the mood after game 2 it was quite bad, because I think game 2 we should have won it, and we threw it. So the mood was, everyone was feeling a bit down, and like everyone was quiet, but we had like a little talk, then like it's our last moment. We either give it all or we just go home. So yeah, I think that was the point in our like mindset change. And we came to the stage like saying, okay, let's maybe get 0-3 and go vacations really fast, or let's make it serious.
Being free and yeah, making sure that every moment counts and you don't go home disappointed in a way. You want to have, you want to try it all in these moments. And coming back to you, especially in the role you have within MAD Lions, we talked about this often. You're very vocal. You're part of the communication. You're the, I want to say, the central piece of MAD Lions communication. But you're also a rookie. I mean, it was your first year in the LEC. So in this important series, this first final for you, how was it mentally? Staying on track and yeah, keeping the mental going.
I think I was playing fine, so like keeping the mental was not hard, because I was confident that we could still win, because I was like, I could see that we were playing fine and they were not playing so good, so we could for sure take the BO5. So the mental was, yeah, we could keep the mental. And about shot calling and everything, like I don't like to think that I'm a rookie, because at the end I'm just in the same team as all of my team. So even though, yes, I'm theoretically a rookie, I have the same spot as them. So I have the same chances to shot call, to do whatever it's in my hand in order to win.
I know you're a perfectionist. You always want to improve. You want to become the best player. So from the beginning of the season for you to this moment where you won finals, where do you see the improvements as a player and as a human also?
I think, yeah, I think I improved a lot. Also, the champion pool is still like, I could adapt to the meta, but I still think that we have a long way to take. And if we want to beat international teams, we need to improve a lot our gameplay.
I was about to say, this victory will send you to MSI, your very first international competition, Elyoya. What do you think about when you think about MSI? The teams there, what are you looking forward to?
I mean, I'm actually really hyped to be able to even play these international teams, because I think it's going to be really helpful for us on a summer split. I think it will help us a lot. But also I might just choke in international stage. Let's hope not, but it's a possibility. I'm just really excited to figure it out and like see how how I play against the big names I have always seen, like Canyon, Sofem, this kind of, I mean, whoever goes in LPL, this kind of junglers.
Yeah, I know you watch a lot of international junglers, so I'm really happy you get to face them. And don't think about choking, just think about having fun there. That's the most important. Last question for you, Elyoya. Is there anything you would like to say to the fans at home who've been cheering for you, watching you throughout the whole split, and yeah, witnessing this victory today?
I mean, yeah, I would like to thank everyone for the support. It's still quite, like, I don't understand why I'm getting so much support, but it feels so warm, the community. Like, not only the Spanish one, but like international, I have so much fans, and it just feels so great to just go to Twitter and see like nice messages from everyone. It really cheers up like a player on his bad moment. And also, I would like to just thank everyone surrounding me. Like, I don't think I would have been able to to make this possible if like I didn't have my persons around me. So yeah, that's it.
You did a great job, Elyoya, and everyone can see that this is why people love you. And you'll keep on shining on the LEC stage. I can't wait to see you at MSI. Thank you so much for this interview, and congrats again on winning the LEC Spring Split 2021.
Thank you so much.
We're going to take one last break, and we'll be back in a few minutes for PGL. We're going to talk to the whole team, don't worry. But Shox is standing on stage with Armut and Carzzy. Stay tuned.